Suns pregame show presented by Michelob Ultra. Make sure you are set with your Michelob Ultra to take in this Suns game. I'm Lindsay, that's Saul, that's Flex, that's Espo. And tonight, the Phoenix Suns will face off against the new-look Indiana Pacers. How you guys doing? You excited for this one?
You know what? I like the Indiana Pacers.
Shout out to them for making things happen because, listen, we know Phoenix is a much better market than Indiana is.
That's not why I really like the Indiana Pacers.
I was just saying the fact that they were able to make it work through the draft, trades, all the things to acquire big names, you got to do that because free agency isn't exactly on your side.
What reason do you like it?
Yeah,
there's something weird
I
coming.
don't really care about any of that stuff. I just appreciate the fact that they went and they supported my guy Benedict Mathurin when he went to get his name in the Ring of Honor, because that's what we do. We raise names in the rafters at Arizona, and the whole team, they flew into Tucson and then drove up to Phoenix because nobody wanted to be in Tempe anyway. So,
can I talk about a non-basketball thing?
I mean, sure, we're already off the rails.
I had the weirdest experience today. I go to my mailbox right before I come here, and I pull out an envelope that was sent to me in October of 2015.
Damn. You don't check your mail?
No. I check it almost every day. This thing had been lost in the mail for 8.5 years.
Is it a job?
It was a check.
Oh,
It
It was a check. Yeah. Pristine. The envelope, you think, it was ripped. No, pristine.
from where?
From an old job I worked. Like, literally.
Are you
had been
sure it
lost.
was from 2015?
Yes. The check says it. The stamp says it. The redirect says it. 1.5 years it was lost in the postal system.
Damn.
Are you still able
What
to
in the
deposit
hell?
Yeah,
No.
isn't there a
Still get the
limit?
bread?
No, it's
usually
days,
But-
20 days.
Remind me, I have some information for you after the show. Remind me about your
I
lost
hope
check in the
I hope it
mail.
wasn't that big, bro.
That's crazy.
I hope it
wasn't.
was like an $8 check.
It wasn't. It was like residuals Lindsay gets for being on that book cover. It was
I
tiny.
wish, if only. All right, guys. Well, the Indiana Pacers are in town, and they've got a new face on their squad. Pascal Siakam. Obviously, the Pacers acquired him in a trade with the Toronto Raptors in exchange for Bruce Brown, Kyra Lewis Jr. They acquired in a trade with the New Orleans Pelicans earlier in the day, and Jordan Nwora, and 3 first-round draft picks. Do you think this was a really good move for the Indiana Pacers, or just a good move for the
I think
Indiana
it was
Pacers?
a really good move.
Oh,
I
sure.
absolutely think it was a really good move. As long as Pascal can keep up with the pace that the Pacers play at, because they are no slouch. They love to run. They love to shoot. I mean, they are the highest scoring team in the league, and so it's as long as he can adapt to that, they should have no problem.
They're second in pace this season, and we Suns play with pace on Friday.
Yeah.
Do you see who's first in pace?
The Wizards,
The
right?
Wizards of all teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can move fast when you're just throwing the ball away.
I mean, why
It's
not?
pretty easy.
So Pascal Siakam leads the league in fast break points, and the Pacers are also atop the league in fast break points. So they're going to mesh like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one of those stats that doesn't really tell it all justice. Cool, he leads the league in fast break points, but that doesn't mean like it's because of his style. It could be just how everything's unfolded for him.
But
because
the
the Toronto Raptors are not a fast-paced team, so it's not because of one and the other.
No, but he's going to be on a team that runs in the fast break, and he's crazy finishing at the rim full speed.
Gotcha.
So I think it's just going to be a really good fit.
I think it's a good fit. I mean, and I also like what they paid. I mean, they gave up draft compensation in one player that was actually playing in Bruce Brown. So I like the fit. I think they're going to be really dangerous with him and Haliburton. Haliburton he's incredible. He's for my money the best pure point guard in the NBA right now. And so I like it, but it's two sides of everything. We're going to sit here and glorify the points. I mean, they're the worst defensive team in basketball. They give up they score 130.
They're 27th, all right.
I mean, they basically score 130 but give up 128. They got a +2 differential. They're 11th in the league in differential, and guess who's 12th? The Phoenix Suns at 1.8. So, it's a pretty balanced team. It's 11 versus 12 tonight, 2-point differential to 1.8. I think the Suns do a good job tonight of calming that storm a little bit. I don't think the Pacers are going to hit their mark tonight.
The trade for me, It could go really poorly for Indiana because Siakam is a free agent at the end of the year. If he doesn't want to be in Indiana, which we've already established, not everybody wants to be in Indiana, at least the city, or the state. You look at it and you go, 3 first-round picks and Bruce Brown to get 5 months of Pascal Siakam, unless it turns into a Kawhi situation where you make some magical finals run and shock everybody, and then he walks. That's a big swing you're taking.
Risk.
I mean,
listen,
they already own the Milwaukee Bucks, so they basically made this move to see if they can get past the Boston Celtics. That's about it. Like, those are the 2 teams they got to worry about.
Well,
so
then the West.
I mean, yeah, but they don't have to worry about the West until they get to the finals. So if they get to the finals off of this, I think it's a success, whether they win it or not.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's chill out a little bit though. We 41 games into this Pacer run. Like, we ain't just gonna. They're going to the finals. Or they got a good. They got a nice little team. They got a nice little team.
No, but I'm saying if you don't,
say you did. Why are you getting offensive?
No, I'm just saying.
Why are you getting offensive?
But wait. You can't be like, well, let's wait and see after 41 games. But then, like, all right, never mind.
No, I'm saying that because I could say that with the Suns. I mean, the Suns they got players that have been there and done that. This team got no playoff experience. Ain't really nobody there that I can sit there and point to and be like, I mean, Siakam is that guy. He won the NBA Finals, but there's nobody else on that roster that I'm like, okay, I've seen them do this over a long term. So I like the Pacers. But I'm not ruling out the Sixers in the series. I'm not ruling out Boston in the series. I'm damn sure not ruling out the Bucks in the series. And I'm not gonna rule out, so they got a lot to prove.
They do own the Bucks. They beat them like 4 times this year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, all early in the season.
And we beat the Mavericks 11 out of 12 before Luka bounced our asses.
And the Spurs are beating us twice this year.
Right, and the Lakers owned us up until the other day. Let's play the Lakers in the playoffs. Yeah. And another thing about that I hate about this regular season stuff when we start doing these matchups is let's go back and look at the injury reports for these games. Was everybody healthy? Did everybody play? Like that happens. Like,
I mean, I will say this, in terms of, I mean, I know it's not the playoffs, but it's as close as you can get during the regular season in the in-season tournament, and they handled them easily in Vegas. Like, I mean, I think that's significant.
One game compared to a 7-game series is significantly different.
I like the Pacers.
They beat them 4 times. I'm just saying.
I like the Pacers, man. The Pacers are a nice story.
You guys are shitting all over the Pacers.
No, I'm not.
My point was, it's not a good trade if they don't make the finals or win it.
I'm just saying, I'm not giving. I'm like, I still got a lot to see.
If he walks and they don't make a significant run or win, they've just mortgaged their entire draft future practically for a guy that walks. They give 3 first-round picks away.
Can we keep it consistent and not ignore that they give up 128 points a game on defense? Like, we sit here and talk about the Suns. Are they going to hold up defensively in the play? I mean, this team is fucking atrocious defensively. So, I mean, we got to have some consistency there. If the Suns were 27th, that's what we'd be pounding on. So, they're bad defense. Bro, are they bad defensively?
Oh, yeah, they're bad defensively.
They're fucking atrocious.
Until the fourth quarter, half of the fourth quarter against the Kings and the whole game against the Pelicans, the Suns were trash defensively too, giving up fucking crazy numbers.
I mean,
like, so it's
for
not
the season they're not. I mean, as bad,
yeah, but they have not been a great defensive team at all. Like, you can get your buckets against the Suns.
And they've only had their roster for 25% of the season.
I'm just telling you what I see.
Okay,
I can only go off of what I see.
Or you could look at stats. Yeah.
Listen, go ahead, Lynn.
No, all I know is either they got to figure some things out now that they've made this trade, or we need to put a little more respect on Portland's name.
Oh yeah, they lost to Portland the other night.
Oh too.
Shit, let's not talk about that one though.
But so did we at one point in time. So I'm trying to figure out what universe we're in here that Portland is out here just wrecking teams left and right on random nights, but they suck.
Pacers just had an off night.
Interesting.
The Suns suck.
But that was Pascal Siakam's debut.
That's how we run with this.
He had 21.6 rebounds and 3 assists in those 34 minutes he played for them. So this is the second time that he will suit up for the Pacers. There's going to be a little bit of wiggle room with them, a little bit of gray area as they start to figure things out. And it doesn't help them, but it does help us that the injury report is on our side today. On the injury report for tonight's game, Jordan Goodwin was probable coming into tonight's game with the right ankle sprain. He is available. Bol remains out, though. But on the Pacers side, the biggest one, of course, is Tyrese Haliburton. He was questionable coming into tonight's game, but he will not play in this one, which makes it a little bit of an easier contest for the Suns.
A lot easier.
But a little bit less of an exciting, or what could be an exciting game, I suppose.
I'm looking forward to the greatest defensive player of all time going up against Pascal Siakam tonight. Kevin Durant has the opportunity to shut down Pascal Siakam.
But that is a great question. Like, you do have to find a way to hold Pascal from just going crazy. And KD is that guy.
He's done it the last 2 times the Suns have matched up, and KD was on the Suns both times when they played Portland. Pascal shot a combined 40%.
Yeah,
he has 40 points in total. Like KD in part because of that. But
I hate this. I hate this.
No,
I hate this. I wanted to pace his full throttle. This is the type of game that worries me because the Suns always tend to look at the competition, and when there's a guy out, they don't play. They play down to their competition. That's one. 2, I wanted to see these 2 very good teams that I respect go at it tonight, and then I went back and looked at the film on KD against Brandon Ingram. It was incredible. It was incredible, dude. Like, he did some work. So, yeah, I'm expecting KD to go out there and eliminate somebody tonight. It's crazy that we're talking about that, but KD is literally eliminating players from the other team consistently now. So,
Saul wanted to talk U of A a little earlier, and I got a tinfoil hat theory here.
Oh, boy.
They're sitting Tyrese. So
TJ.
your Wildcat TJ McConnell can get the run. So if the Suns are truly interested, the price goes slightly up.
I mean, from a scoring perspective, you lose a lot with Hallie being out, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But from an assist perspective, TJ can hold up.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a slouch.
Absolutely.
He had 14 assists the other night
Off the bench. Yeah.
So I don't think it's something you can just overlook. And listen, if the Suns, I'll tell you what, the Pacers are that team that if you do fucking just say, oh, we didn't come with our A game tonight, or we play a little bit off, they'll shoot the lights out against you. I don't give a fuck if Haliburton's not playing or not. So you got to come ready to play. And really, there's no excuse to not come ready to play any night, because these guys need to establish chemistry. And the more they fuck around, the more they're going to find out at the end if they don't really take care of business now. So I just hope that they don't come into these games like kind of half-assed, which I don't think they will tonight. I don't think that's going to happen at all.
I agree 100%, because it's like, listen, you already saw how that plays out earlier this year. Should have learned your lesson by that point. You know what I mean? Like, how many times do you have to learn your lesson that at the end of the day, regardless of what team you're playing or who's in or who's out, they're all NBA teams and NBA players. And if you take your foot off the gas or you come in all lackadaisical, you're going to get your ass beat. And it's going to be embarrassing. And then we got to have a really sad post-game show talking about how embarrassing it was that you lost to the Spurs twice in a row.
And then we got to fire Frank again if it happens.
Nobody wants this song and dance to happen anymore. We're good.
It's also like when any one of the big 3 are out, it's like it felt like every single night the other team was just taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they were having their best game of the season, shooting crazy from 3-point range. And so, like, flip the script on them.
Yeah, they should. In theory, that's what you want to do. Take advantage of Haliburton being out. I hope that's what they do.
Well, you bring up, saw the other team shooting like crazy from 3. This is not a team you want to give any opportunity to. They shoot 37 attempts per game from 3. They shoot 38% as a team from deep. And you got Turner, who at center went 6 of 10 the other night from deep, which I think that matchup there, what's going to happen between Nurk and Miles Turner is going to be the most fascinating one. How do you keep Miles Turner out of the lane on defense, but how do you D him up when he's out there with Nurk on the other end of the court? And I think that could shift the balance tonight one way or another, because if you can pull Miles Turner away from the basket and remove him as a shot blocker or rim protector, you open up things offensively, and then that's by using Nurk the way they did the other night with his passing and everything. So how does it play out from a big man?
I think this game you're gonna look at the bench. At the end of the game, we're gonna look at bench scoring. Remember I said that.
Okay.
The Suns got to hold their own tonight, because this Pacer team, every time I watch them, every time I look at them, they've got sometimes 3, 4, 5 dudes in double figures off the bench. They just let it go. So this is not a one-dimensional team. This is about 8, 9 dudes that can all go off for 15, 20. They just let it go. And so if the Suns come out and the big three is doing what they're doing, but we're not getting that contribution off the bench, that could be scary. So it's all about the bench in this game for me.
Yeah, the Pacers have 10 players who average 8 points per game or more.
It's crazy.
10.
They all let it go.
10.
That's nice.
The Suns, I think, have 6,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
You know,
6, yeah. Yeah, these guys
Questionable
let it
on
go.
some nights too. All right, so starters tonight. No surprise here. We've got Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, Kevin Durant, and Yusuf Nurkic. Espo, what are they wearing though? That's the big question.
The beautiful purple icon uniforms here against the Association Edition, the white, yellow, and blue. I miss the Indiana Pacers 90s jerseys. They had some of the best looking unis in the game, and this is kind of just mid to me.
Yeah, that Reggie Miller Pacers squad, I loved it, man.
I don't really feel any type of way towards these jerseys. They're just fine for a
they're
white
there.
jersey. Yeah, exactly. Who do you guys have tonight and by how much?
I'm going Suns by 6 tonight.
Okay.
Suns by 4.
I have them by 5.
I won.
All right. In the chat, we put a poll. Suns by single digits has 35%. Suns by double digits has 61%. Pacers by single digits, 4%. And Pacers by double digits, 0%. So we're all feeling pretty good about this one.
Mm-hmm.
What do our friends over at the BetMGM Sportsbook app think?
They have it as a 4.5 point Suns favorite tonight. And, you know, I find it interesting. Suns are only 16 and 25 against the spread this year, 39%. So got to keep that in mind when you're looking at it. But Indiana and its opponents have exceeded the total. They've gone the over 62% of the time.
I took the under.
You are a ballsy man.
I took the under
and
tonight,
probably
baby.
not in a good way.
Watch.
All right. Well, tell us what you got, Flex. What are you putting your money on?
I'm swinging for the fences now. Now I'm
Okay.
just playing the home run game. So I got Book to score 20, KD to score 20, Bill to score 20, PRA of Grayson Allen 15 plus. I got the Suns to get the dub, and then I'm blind at that under number is what?
248.5.
248.5. Yep. So
Okay.
I'm
and
that's
what
what
is this? A plus 850?
Yeah, plus 850. That's what the juice of the ticket is for me, that under.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been pounding the over. Tonight they're going to go under. The Suns are playing defense. No Haliburton. We'll keep them under.
You're going to be clenching
We'll keep
for the
'em under.
final 2 minutes
We'll
of
keep
that
them
game.
under. Yeah, I hit it the other night. Didn't I hit it the other night?
You could be sitting there until the very last second, hoping there's no garbage time buckets.
This is 3 nights in a row that I've just missed that big swing by just a couple of little things. KD 1 point, KD 2 points. Great, So
That's
it's
the way it
coming.
works.
It's coming. And when it comes, watch out.
Okay.
If this for fifths, we'd all be drunk.
That's right. Espo, what you got? What are you putting your money on?
I went simple. I'm saying, Devin Armani Booker's showing up again. He's going to have 40 plus points at a
Damn.
plus 800.
I like
That's
that.
simple.
Okay.
You're going to play with pace. Somebody's going to have to shoot that much, and Devin showed the other night he still can.
So Espo is fully bought in on Book having another phenomenal night back to back. Are you guys bought in on that? Do you feel like we see that? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it stands out a lot to me. Maybe I've just gotten so used to it. I know in the playoffs, it's pretty normal to see Book have insane nights multiple times in a row.
Mhm.
But in the regular season, do we see that a lot?
Yeah, I don't think that.
Or have I just gotten used to seeing
I
it at
don't-
this point?
When he has a big night, I don't think there's much of a drop off. Like I don't think he goes from like 50 points to like
16.
18
no.
the next night. He
No.
usually is in the 30s. I think the next game, I would wager to say 90% of the time he's probably
Yeah.
in the 30s.
Is 40
On
that
a
But
made up
is
stat.
40 a big swing?
No,
A plus
I
800
like it.
seems
I
kind of
think
like
so.
it would
Not
be.
against the Pacers, I don't think.
Right.
I think if I had went
Exactly.
50 again, that's a big swing.
Yeah.
But I think 40 is always within range for Book, even on an average shooting night. Especially if he gets to the line at all tonight. So with the pace that we expect this game to be, somebody will likely have to be near 40 if you're going to win.
I actually like this bet for you.
I don't. I
I'm
really
screwed.
listen. I would
He
love
likes
if
it.
Book hit 40 tonight, but I would be so upset from the Espo perspective because his big swings, that would be the second one that he's hit this year, and that would frustrate me. But Saul, what you got?
I really like my bet tonight.
Okay.
I got 25 plus points for the big three each.
All of them?
At a
Okay.
plus 1,050.
All right. I got 20 for all three, so we in the same. We gonna be fighting tonight.
Okay.
If you hit yours, I hit mine.
Yep. If I hit mine, my odds are far higher than yours.
Saul didn't have the under in his, so no.
Yeah, no, I get that. But what was those odds?
150, like 1,050.
Plus 150.
Huh?
1,050. Yours was plus 850, right?
The 5 fewer points is a big deal for big 3 guys.
That's 15 points between the 3.
Yeah.
And I added 3 more things, though. A win, of under, and grace.
But the win don't really do a whole lot.
Shit. That's why. They ain't going to reward you for taking the fucking easy way out, man.
I mean, the under is just insanity.
By the way, can I just say something for the chat? It's pissing me off. We're playing this game and I'm down. So I'm swinging for the fences every night to get back in it.
Do you realize there's 41 games left?
I know, right?
No, we're not the last week.
As you would say, these things take time.
These things take time.
So unless you bet like this.
Like I'm hearing people say like flex is a terrible better. And I'm like, guys, like I wouldn't be putting these bets in every night. Like I'm down. I'm trying to get, come on.
What's the board?
Come on. You had to go there.
Real quick. Hold on.
What is your minus or your plus or minus whatever?
So I lost a minus 200 bet the other night and I was real pissed. So I was like, well, let's just do a minus 150 then and see what we got here. It's for KD to make his first shot attempt tonight.
It's minus 150?
Minus 150.
Oh, you're going to lose a minus 150.
I win like $6.70. Thank you very much.
I am another minus bet.
Whatever. I'm not swinging for the fences. I'm just trying to get dubs, you guys, because I just need to see my number go up because it's slowly
I just got
getting close to the red. So flex is minus 128.27. Then I have $12.83. Saul has $31 and Espo has $78.50.
Lindsay can't even see the fence anymore. She's not trying for it.
Laugh now, cry later. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit one. And as soon as I get out of that red, ain't no turning back. I promise y'all. Watch. There's gonna be one.
Right.
Might be tonight.
Listen.
Might be tomorrow. Might be next month.
None of us can really talk because if we went back and we actually looked at our win-loss record for these, they wouldn't be that great.
I've hit 3 bets all year.
We're 41 games into the season. I think we've all won 3 times collectively. Like, it's not great, you guys.
Yeah, but it's not sad for me who takes big swings or for these guys. It's you who keeps betting negative and plus 100. That's the sad thing.
I'm an easy way out.
I'm going to cry. KD missed that first jumper tonight.
It's going to be sad. Whichever way you like to bet, make sure you do it on the BetMGM Sportsbook app. Right now, they want to hook you up when you use the promo code PHNX when you sign up. So all you got to do after using that promo code PHNX is place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $5, and you're going to receive $158 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. So if you haven't signed up yet, now is a great time to do so with that code PHNX, because regardless if you win or lose, like we all take L's every night on this app, unfortunately, they're still going to hook you up with $158. You can check out the show notes for full details, and now you can listen to Damon talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms. This promotional offer is not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Get stuffed, Ontario.
All right, guys. So Gerald asked Frank Vogel earlier today in his media availability how he would evaluate the Suns through 41 games so far this season. Here's what he had to say.
Well, I'm pleased with that we used a lot of the first half of the season to evaluate our roster and get a good feel for who we have. The only one we really haven't seen for extended minutes is Bowl, and hopefully we'll have that back pretty soon. But I think we're coming. I think we're really growing offensively in terms of how we want to play and what our identity is going to look like. And I like that our commitment to the paint has improved, and we've got to take that to the next layer of being a multiple effort team, which we saw the other night against New Orleans.
I think my favorite thing from that is that he brought up identity, which has been something we've talked about so much this season. None of us can really put a pin exactly into what the identity of the Suns team is, but it's starting to form. And I think that's one of the things that I'm most excited about is actually getting to see what this Suns team identity is.
I'm seeing an identity. In the last 4 or 5 games, I'm starting to see what it's going to look like. And I believe the identity is what we talked about maybe a week ago. You got to let Devin Booker be Devin Booker. Mm-hmm. When he's driving the car and KD is sitting back picking his spots, and then Brad Beal can be that outlet, that guy that says, okay, I can chip in where I need to. I can be aggressive too. And then KD at the defensive end, now changing the whole tone of the team. I'm starting to see an identity, man. Grayson Allen's playing better. The main thing I took from that was, we're coming. Mm-hmm. I love that statement. We're coming. They know they're coming. They're getting hot at the right time. And it's just a halfway mark right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think this identity has always been for this team, whatever the big three is doing.
Yeah.
And that's why it's been better. They're not injured. They're playing well offensively. And like you said, KD is playing exceptional defensively. What I didn't particularly like about that was he was like, well, we did a lot of experimenting early on. Just say we weren't very good early on, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't experimenting because you were trying to figure things out. It was out of necessity because guys were hurt. So I didn't like well, we were experimenting, but now we've got it figured out. Yeah, your big three aren't hurt, so you got it figured out. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still don't know what their identity is.
I don't think it's fully formed at this point, but I think it's coming closer to
starting. I see, like, if their identity is going to be what it was against the Pelicans, then hell yeah, sign me up all day for that. Because as Flex said, like, he's right. It's not about Devin Booker leading the charge. It's about him just playing aggressive. Like, if he plays aggressive from the start and he doesn't try to, fucking Chris Paul it and get everybody into the flow of the game, then that's when the Suns are at their best. And everybody else can play off of him. But if he goes out there and he's, trying to like set the table and do all this other shit, then he just like loses half of his ability for whatever reason. So, Devin Booker, he leads the charge on this for sure.
Yeah, he's not a table setter. He's a bucket getter. Like, let him be the bucket getter. Don't set the table, bro. Go out there and be Devin. KD can do all that other stuff. He's the best in the world at it. So that's where it's forming. The identity's forming. We're not there yet. And again, we got the trade deadline. We're 3 weeks away. So there's going to be a little bit of a shift there. But I think if they can hone in on their identity now, it's going to be easier to bring that person in when you start to see everything taking shape.
Yeah, pace, space, and gravity. That's what the identity of this team needs to be long run. And I think we're starting to see that, but it's predicated on health and the big three figuring out how to work with each other, and they have over the last 12 games.
Yeah.
The votes in the chat for the poll, it says, have the Suns found their identity? 13% say yes, 63% say kinda, and 24% say no. So I think we're mostly all in agreement that, kinda. It's getting there slowly but surely, but at least we've turned the corner of like, we have no idea. Now we're starting to see something that could very well be that. All right. The last thing I have for you guys, somebody in the chat, I don't remember who it was, but they asked, do you think Suns fans tonight will remember what Grayson Allen said about his very kind and polite request to have a little bit more connection from the fans to the team? Do you think that the fans will show up tonight?
So I thought about this and I was thinking, well, is that the fans' fault or not? I will say this. I think, like, and I'm not trying to be a homer or anything like that, but I watched it literally yesterday, when Arizona was down by like 10 points. Like, the crowd would stand up and like, come on, guys, get the fuck up, let's go. Like, they would start to, you could feel it in the air, and they would start to cheer, like, to try and pick them up, right? I think that's where the Suns fans have kind of missed. Like, instead, it just kind of, you hear the groans, you started to hear some boos. It's not like, hey, we need to pick the team up. And I think that's the slight little difference that I think Suns fans can make for sure. But it's a learning process. Like, it just is.
Yeah. I agree.
I kind of wish Grayson, if you want to build this connection, would have bought like 250 tickets and given them away to people for this game or something, and been like, I'm doing my part here, you guys show up, right? It was this awkward, we gotta have this connection, we gotta do this together. Okay, well, give and take. Let's do a little something here. So.
Jeremy's right, man. There's I don't know if they're rich, but they are affluent. I will say that, and they're sitting courtside, and listen, man, like, they're right there courtside. They probably have more influence than anybody behind them. And if they're just sitting there the whole game and they're barely, they're just there to be part of the social scene, then like, come on, man, go somewhere else.
How many serious? And I'm not blaming them for doing this. I wouldn't do this. I would never do this when I go to games, especially for my basketball team. But how many people you think actually left that game and saw what happened?
Oh, a lot of people. I mean, we did too, but because we had a job
but we had
to
a
do.
responsibility. we would,
But that, and you still get the people that are like, sit down, don't stand up, sit down. It's like, no, I paid money to be able to stand up and cheer for my freaking team. I can't tell you how many times in that building I've been told that.
Yeah.
And that's just such a dumb way to go about things. I'm sorry you spent this money and you don't want to enjoy this, but I spent the money too, and I'm damn well going to enjoy it. And I think, hey, if anybody asks you to sit down while you're standing up and cheering, don't. Stand up and be louder and more passionate, because there's no reason you should sit down.
Unless you're cheering for the other team, then sit your ass down.
Get the hell out of my building in that case.
Agreed.
All right. Well, with that, we'll go watch this game. Hopefully it's a good one. And don't forget to meet us right back here after it wraps up for the post-game show. Okay, bye.
We all silly like the mayor.